Today's morning coffee vinyl side. The Dorsey Brothers Orchestra, Their Shining Hour, 1957. In May of 1935, when Tommy Dorsey walked off stage in the middle of a Dorsey Brothers Orchestra performance, it was the culmination of tensions between the two brothers, often fierce rivals, that had been brewing for years, and an example of Tommy's explosive, damn the consequences temper. In 1935, the brothers Tommy and Jimmy were sitting on top of the world. Having recently signed to a new recording label, Deca Records, and turning their studio band into a touring entity, it was in the middle of a performance and what is said to have been a disagreement over tempos that the younger Tommy walked off stage with his trombone to go form his own band, signing to RCA, leaving brother Jimmy and his clarinet to carry on with the original band as it was. They wouldn't play together again for a decade. This album comes from their last recording session together with the original band in 1935, and I was prepared to enjoy it until I discovered that there was a crack in the vinyl spanning over half the disc. Not just a scratch, but a bona fide crack or fissure through and through. My first thought was, how poetic! I can talk about their rivalry, Tommy's abusive persona and violent temper, his mob ties, then I can use the fissure in the record as a metaphor. Now, some of these things I've already touched on in other write-ups, but they're all still ripe for exploration. So I popped on Together Again, an album by the Benny Goodman Quartet, one of their former bandmates and contemporaries, and set myself to reading and writing, until I quickly realized I didn't care. Their story was over. Tommy would die in his sleep at the age of 51 from choking after a night of drinking and barbiturates, and his brother Jimmy would die a year later of throat cancer. Both brothers meeting their deaths when their throats, the very part of their body that gave life's breath to their music, said, "Enough," and turned off the lights for good.